Now it's 6 coronavirus vaccinations underway in the U.S. A New York nurse made history this morning. She was the first person in the country to receive the newly approved Pfizer vaccine. 6,000 vaccinations arrived at UT Health San Antonio this morning. Officials there calling the shipment Hope in a Box. Healthcare workers will roll up their sleeves in just a couple of days. Eyewitness News reporter Zach Briggs is live outside the campus with details. Zach.
Well, the vaccine, it's here in storage and being prepared for rollout later this week.
We're elated, incredibly excited. We've been waiting for this day for months.
UT Health San Antonio, just one of 4 sites across Texas to receive among the first shipments of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. 6,000 doses stored in extremely cold temperatures. Dr. Robert Leverett says providers will launch a dry run of immunizations on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, the goal is to administer 1,000 doses of the vaccine.
We'll have 12 stations, 24 vaccinators, and we're going to be marching people through. So it'll just be at one site on campus.
Leverett's hoping the vaccine gives some emotional relief for healthcare workers who've been tackling this pandemic for the past several months.
Folks are tired. All right, they're fatigued from this 10 months of this pandemic, and it's only getting worse.
As the U.S. exceeds 300,000 deaths, this box of hope could bring about brighter days ahead for not just healthcare workers, but every American.
We're probably only in the third inning of this game when it comes to the vaccine and what its impact will be. It'll still be several months before we can give it to the general population, and then it'll be a couple of months after that before we really feel its full effect. But nevertheless, we believe that we're at the beginning of the end of this darn pandemic.
And the goal is to administer 1,000 doses each day, and there's certainly more shipments to come for frontline workers. Live at the medical center, Zach Briggs, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
Zach, thank you. The arrival of the vaccine comes on the same day that COVID deaths topped 300,000 in the U.S. But officials are hopeful that this is just the beginning of the end. Anastasia Bolton gives us an update on Operation Warp Speed.
A light at the end of the pandemic tunnel is how COVID-19 vaccine arrival at hospitals across the country is being treated, with 2.9 million Pfizer doses out for distribution and more vaccine on the way.
It's likely that another vaccine may be authorized in the coming days.
An update Monday from Operation Warp Speed, government's anti-COVID effort.
We have enough vaccines already purchased to ensure we can meet our goal of vaccinating every American who wants it by the end of the second quarter of 2021.
We know that several states are already going to establish, or have already established, and going into long-term health care facilities. They'll go in there this week.
The CDC has partnered with pharmacies, including CVS and Walgreens, to offer on-site vaccinations to nursing homes and assisted living facilities. A logistics-heavy job, according to federal officials, when you have to work with 70,000 facilities nationwide.
You have to make sure that all the patients have a signed consent, which means sometimes you have to reach out to several layers of family. We have to ensure that we have the right number of vaccine available to go into each of the facilities. We have to ensure that the persons, not only the elderly, but the staff can be inoculated at the same time. So we close the bubble on each facility.
But closing the bubble on the nation will require people choosing to get the vaccine.
It's very important that we increase the number of Americans that accept to be vaccinated based on facts and data and reality, because vaccines on the shelf are useless, and unless the large majority of us gets vaccinated, we will not be able to control this pandemic.
We'll have to see what Americans will choose to do as more vaccine becomes widely available. I'm Anastasia Bolton.